So thank you very much indeed, Kristina Gallo from Croatia. I want to thank you for coming on the Takeover Tuesday session that is quite intermittent on the weird, wonderful and way out world of the Mish, but there you go. The last one I had, I think it was Steve Moore. He was in Mexico. So I'm hoping that I'm gradually going to be going around the globe, you know?
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, thank you again. And what I'd like to do is really understand a bit more about your writing, because I really love your books, how you write, the kind of way in which you kind of weave the reader in and gradually reveal and reveal and reveal. And then suddenly there's a very strong jolt and you think, my goodness gracious, what happened? You know? I love that kind of writing. I don't like to be able to second guess all the time. Some books you tend to find you can kind of like know what's going to happen. With yours, it is really totally bolt from the blue kind of stuff, which is great, and I love it. So first of all, what I want to understand is about your writing. How did you become a writer? What made you become an author? What was your influences?
Well, I was dreaming about this since my childhood, and I was reading books, Agatha Christie. She was my role model. I was reading almost all from her. And first, I started to write in notebook by pencil. I was born in the age when there was no internet, no computers. So I was starting to write. Nobody saw this, just my colleague from classrooms. And then after 30 years, so I was waiting 30 years since then I was 16 when I wrote in notebook. After 30 years, I heard for Amazon. So now someone could publish my book, someone could see. And I wanted to write in English. First, it was crazy idea. I don't know English so well that I can write. So I was starting to write a blog. And I got some comments from people. It has errors. You can fix it. And I was practicing. And I decided to publish in Amazon a collection of my blog posts. It was Lost in a Virtual World. It was my first book, so I decided let me publish in Amazon like a short self-help book and let me see the reaction. And when I published my first book, I got 1 star in Amazon. It was a nasty reviewer. Oh, it was, but I was not discouraged. I took it as challenge. Okay. And after a year, I hired an editor. I started to cooperate with American editor, and it was better. Then I started with romance stories, paranormal stories. I was searching myself in different genres. I was thinking, what should I write? And then about this year, I started with trailers. And some authors told me, this is your area. Trailers are for you. You have a gift for this. And I decided it will be my genre. I will, since Agatha Christie is my role model, I would like to be like her. Nobody can be like her, of course, but this is her influence. I'm watching Poirot. Is in Croatia, is TV serial Poirot, and I want to write unpredictable novels. and I want to write smart thrillers.
That's fantastic. I mean,
It means that not everyone not everyone can see a killer in the first sight. I don't want that readers say, "Oh, this is stupid. This is impossible." So
that's very, very good. I mean, we all obviously strive.
this is it.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Kristina. I mean, that's obviously wonderful to hear that you've actually found your, if you like, your place within writing. You found your thriller genre. I can certainly, you know, having read some of your books already, I recognize that that is a comfortable home for you, and you're very comfortable in the challenge as well. You know, you like that kind of rebel character, the slightly off key, not entirely sure of where his or her motivations lie, which is very, very important within a thriller. So you can't second guess, you can't, you know, actually think about, really, I know where this is going, kind of thing. One thing I would say, how much has living in Croatia actually influenced your writing?
Well, we are a transit country. We had that communism problem, and we were in war in 90s. Yes. And this makes us a rebellious generation, and women and men. It was many war traumas, and we managed to find something good in every situation. Even this pandemic is not something new for us. We used to challenges. For example, the city where I work, Zagreb, had an earthquake this year. It was in March. It was earthquake, 5 on Richter, and it was challenge for the city, pandemic and earthquake, and I stayed 2 months at home, working from home. It was the time when I wrote The Player Without Luck, because I was thinking, what can I do now? Since I'm working at home, I have plenty of time, and it was an idea for this thriller, because I love it to gamble from time to time. I
sorry to interrupt, but I saw a personal kind of influence there. The way you explain certain things in gambling environment, I could easily see that. You know, that was a fantastic.
Yes.
I do say to my viewers, you know, try that book out, The Player Without Luck. It's brilliant. It's really, really strong. Sylvia is a fantastic character. I sort of loved her and then hated her and then loved her and then hated her, and you know, it was kind of like a bit of a yo-yo emotionally, but fantastic. I didn't know you wrote it this year. I thought that was slightly older. That was fantastic. And
No, it's this year.
I am absolutely at awe of you and the fact that you're writing in English, and writing in English in such a wonderful way as well, because I couldn't hope to write in Croatian. You know, I wouldn't even know where to start.
I know.
It's fantastic. Really, really. I mean, I'd tip my hat if I was wearing one. I really would.
Thank you. Thank you.
One thing I'd say, there seems to be a form of justification in the actions of your characters, particularly in I Will Kill You in My Dream, which I must say had a kind of a vibe of Carrie, and knowing that you adore Stephen King, I can see that there is a vibe there of Carrie. Not any, it's almost like a homage to, but at the same time, it's in your own words, you know, very, very clearly, you know, it is your own story, and it's a very, very powerful story. But there seems to be a justification all the way through, and it's quite uncomfortable, because when you actually read it, you think to yourself, okay, there is a reason why she's doing this. There is a reason why. And eventually, and I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there is that kind of feeling that, yeah, she's now at peace, you know, with herself. And it's quite an interesting way to write. Have you got any comments on that?
Well, this about Helena. I will kill you in my dream.
Helena,
yes, I had some experiences with bullying in high school, and I know how does it look like, because if a girl is different, it is not easy to be in school, especially if you are in ex-Yugoslavia school. It is even worse than in American school or British school.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, bullying in general is a terrible thing, and people don't actually realize how terrible it really is. And it always happens to the people that have got their own way in life, have actually formed their own views, their own passions, their own ideals, and they won't go with the flow. They won't go with the flock. You know, they will
exactly.
They will swim a different way, and immediately you get singled out. You get identified as being, oh, that odd girl. Or, I mean, I've had it in the past as well. So I totally understood where Helena was coming from. You know, you've got this kind of like, what was her name, Sandra, who's you know, very in with the boys and in with the girls, the inset, all that kind of stuff, you know, and you sort of want her to fail, you know, although you're not an evil person yourself, but you want her to fail. You want her come up and that's what I'm saying. It is a kind of an uncomfortable read, because you recognize that. You recognize, you know, she's going to get her comeuppance for actually what she's done. She's good. It's really strong, really strong. Now, one thing I would say when I was reading, there is a strong kind of balance of dark and light as well within your writing. There seems to be almost like a harmony. Do you have that feeling in yourself? Do you feel that things are really balanced, or do you feel that there is something unbalanced about life in general? Is that something that you believe in?
Well, I believe in karma. I believe if a person does something bad, it will return back sooner or later. And somehow in my novels, I don't believe in justice, in legal justice. I believe in justice from karma. I can describe how police are doing their job slowly. And I believe that my characters can get justice for themselves, but to lean on own strength, to their own abilities, not to wait someone to help them. It is my opinion. I'm realistic. I don't want to send the wrong message to my readers. I don't want that people think, oh yes, this is not possible. This is possible. Sylvia will get out from this just like that. No, it is not real. That is why I wrote this book on that way. Sylvia must learn her lesson, and then we will see. She could. Yes, I could wrote a classic novel, bad guy lose, good guy wins, but it is not like that. This is not life.
That's exactly,
sometimes even bad guy
wins.
Yes, sometimes even bad guy can win and good guy can be hurt. As
Absolutely. Now, I mean,
this.
again, that is something that comes very, very strong in your novels, a sense of realism, you know, because it doesn't always happen, as you said, that the good guy wins. In fact, more often than not, in reality, that is actually not the case. But okay, you're blogging. You mentioned your blogging earlier on, and that's how really things kick-started.
Yes.
You still have your blog, don't you?
Yes, it's active blog,
Fantastic.
but I don't write very often, and I somehow turn my blog to tips authors and readers. First, I was writing some personal posts like about breakups or romance or wrong choices in love, and now I'm more writing tips for readers, authors. The last I wrote don't give free books because I was very angry. I was giving my books free and it was not useful. It was like everyone can get my book. I can get, it is not about money, it is about respect also. I offer a free book and people collect it and stash these books. I don't get a review. And one guy on Facebook said, why don't you just upload your book and we will all read? This was really
No, I mean,
the last throw.
absolutely. No, I mean, I think the whole freebie kind of market, I mean, it depends what you're doing it for and why you're doing it. If you are giving a freebie out to get an email so that people come onto your newsletter listing, that's okay. But just having
Yes.
free books for the sake of free books just on Amazon, you know, having it, you know, as they call it, perma-free, is probably not a good idea in the long run. I think most readers, most real readers, as opposed to just ones that are freeloaders, understand and appreciate how long it takes to write a book and how much goes into it and why
Yes.
it is priced like that. And I think having too many of these perma-frees out there, and this is just my personal opinion, is actually devaluing what writing is and actually how hard it is to put together something. I mean, there are people that are writing continuously a book a month or a book every 3 weeks. And I don't know how they're doing it, but you know, that's fantastic, wonderful. And again, hats off to them. But they certainly shouldn't be putting it out free, because that does devalue what writing is. It does devalue the role of the author.
Exactly.
And so I totally agree. Just as an aside, we sort of mentioned about marketing there. How do you tackle your marketing? What kind of things, what kind of tips could you put out to any new and aspiring authors on marketing, promotions, how you position yourself? Because you've got a very strong image out there now, particularly around somebody who says it exactly as it comes, you know, doesn't put any cherry blossom around it at all. And it's true. I mean, and I love that because you're a very strong, very independent individual
Thank you.
who really understands the human condition as well. So just a few kind of tips for actually new and aspiring authors.
Well, about promotion marketing books, I have something to say about this. First, I don't approve paid reviews. Paid reviews are something the worst I ever seen. I never accept, and I will never do. Amazon forbid this.
Yeah.
But groups around social media are full of people who offer paid reviews. Give me $10 and I will review your book or something. I'm shocked, and I block such people. So I would recommend young authors, write, but build your community base. So this means let's associate with other authors and readers, read other books, write reviews on other books, learn from better than you are, and don't pay for reviews, invest in covers. People will like to read book with nice cover. It is the fact. People are plain. They like to see a book. I'm like that. I would like to see a movie with a good poster. And so I invest in cover. I will. Another thing is, let's find the good editor. People would like to understand what are you writing. If you have a book full of grammatical errors, if your book is not understandable, people will not read it. The competition is big on Amazon. There are millions and millions of authors. Why would they read someone with bad grammar and someone who don't want to invest in his work? This is my idea. And what I'm doing, I'm writing my tips on blog. I share this on social media. I share this on Twitter. I have a group for authors, my group. You are also the member. I let other authors that post their books, their interviews, and I want to know people who are with me, who are my cooperators, my readers, and I don't want to get email like today. I get, oh, I'm Cheryl, I'm offer a review for your book and I'm asking money. No, I'm not interested in this.
Yeah, there are too many charlatans out there in the kind of book business, very, very much just about the money, and couldn't give a damn about you as an author or anything. And you have to wade through them.
Exactly.
Totally agree about paid reviews. That's an area that I would, and I have done. I have stayed way well aware. Well away rather. It's not good. I mean, you want genuine people. You want to create your readership. You want to, nurture those people so that they have fun reading what you're writing, but they also tell others that are like-minded. So that extends out your community. Just having one paid review from some individual who's saying, yeah, can you give me $10? That is not on, and it doesn't help you in the long run. So yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. And I would also say, do you do anything on Facebook in the way of advertising, or Amazon on the way of advertising, or anything like that at all, or have you stayed clear of that for the moment?
Well, I don't do exactly advertising, but I'm sharing my blog, my book links in groups. But also I'm very picky about these groups because I already know which groups are from my friends, and I use 5 groups. Your group is also a cool group. But I saw around some groups are advertising for paid reviews, for paid formatting, and this I avoid. But in Amazon I was using the free Kindle. Yes, but I was giving my book for free, as I said, on 2 days, 5 days, and then I realized, well, it is not profitable.
So do you have a newsletter? We were talking about
yes,
blog, but
indeed.
do you have a newsletter?
Yes, yes. I made the newsletter. I have 10 subscribers until now. But this is something like experiment for me. I think it is for author with big base of readers. Now I'm at the beginning with this.
Absolutely. No, that's good. That's good. I mean, you've got to start somewhere. Do you have a website?
Website, I have a Facebook site official.
Yeah.
I don't know is this, and the website about my books, it is something on the WordPress. But it is not something like professional. It's more amateur website.
It's interesting because a lot of really huge authors that I've spoken to, they actually said that they don't think they need a website. What's your views on that? Do you think it's important or not?
Well, I think if I will have a big book sale, then it's important. Now, since I'm still on the beginning, I don't have a big readers base. It doesn't important for me in this case, because they can find me. I have Amazon site, author site, WordPress site. It's not just that have many visits. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
You're everywhere. You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
You're taking over social media, Kristina.
You can't avoid me.
Oh no, and who would want to?
Oh, someone would do.
Who? I'll punch them out.
Yes.
Listen,
yes.
What's happening with you and your writing in the future? What are your new writing projects? What are you planning to do?
I'm preparing a surprise. Yes. I have a book. It is thriller, and it's on editing already. It will release before Christmas. I think even middle of December.
Wow.
I will put it in pre-order. The name is Body in the Waves, this thriller. And the synopsis is scary.
Tell. So the body in the waves. The body in the waves. Tell us what it's about.
Okay, this is a serious topic. It is about a girl who was raped before 10 years. She's going on the vacation in Croatia in Adriatic Sea. It is one beautiful place, island of Pag. There are a lot of parties. It's party zone. She's coming with her boyfriend there, and then she will meet there her rapist. Again, after 10 years.
Whoa.
After 10 years, and then it is the action is coming. I can't say more, but it will be tough.
One to look out for, and one for our Christmas stocking. Fantastic.
Yes.
So everyone, The Body in the Waves.
Body in the Waves. Yes. Welcome to the nightmare.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Kristina, that's absolutely wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. So what are your plans for Christmas?
Well, it depends of this lockdown.
You're going to be writing over Christmas?
Oh, I don't think so.
No.
But at least we can have a home party, if nothing else.
Wonderful. Well, look, you have a wonderful time. It's been a joy to have you on the weird, the wonderful, and the way out world of the Mish. And thank you very much. And on behalf of the group, we certainly wish you very, very good luck with all your writing endeavors, all your blogging, and all your queen of social media positioning.
Thank you very much for the opportunity and for the interview. I appreciate this, and I love people from United Kingdom. They give me the most biggest number of reviews.
Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Kristina, thank you so much indeed, and have a lovely, lovely day, and stay safe, of course.
Of course. You too.
Thank
Hi.
you. Bye now.